all day,
minutes,
so
or?
I didn't print anything off.
I just have one, he has the agenda.
I have an agenda.
And I always,
Second
yeah,
girl's no
I have an
problem.
agenda.
Okay.
I have an
Second
agenda.
was no problem.
Right.
First one,
Pam's got an agenda.
just never bought that.
I have one extra agenda. Anybody needs
Okay, I'm fine,
You have a second?
I'll take
agenda?
it.
she don't need it.
it? Maybe it'll make its way around.
I have agendas. I don't need to.
We know you have an agenda.
Okay, so we're recording.
We
Are we recording?
Okay, like to call the meeting to order. It is 6:34. Okay, I sent around the attendance, so I think everyone signed it, so that's awesome. Okay. I'd like to motion to accept the minutes of September 11th.
A second. Sure.
Second?
Who was the
Yeah.
first?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you were the first.
Barb?
See, I don't know parliamentary procedure.
Put your glasses on.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. We have the director's report. Adam?
All right. I'll just, I sent this out to you guys earlier, but I'll read it so it's in the record and everything. Past few months, we've continued our steady growth and redevelopment. With many of our studio and mobile needs now fulfilled, we'll be focusing next on the head end of our cable casting unit, along with improving our government meetings. Neil Funke asked me to do a cost feature analysis on several different video server products as we look to upgrade or update our cable casting carousel products. Those have been operating the channel for the past several years. Still in the midst of that analysis, and I'm eagerly awaiting some new products to be released soon. In the past couple of months, we went through a near catastrophe with our servers that was fixed for the time being by the IT department at Town Hall. We feel the best thing to do will be replacing that system in the near future. Our mobile kit is running and has been performing well for the school board meetings. I hope you caught that. After an initial hiccup, it's been working well, and we are making weekly improvements to the workflow and setup of the unit as a whole. In fact, I was doing some work on it last night, and Charles was there for his show. We were also able to put the kit to use to record the first robotics event at Goffstown High School. I've been working with Gary Geralman at the high school on gaining access to their network for the purposes of live broadcasts over IP. Comcast recently ran fiber to the football field press booth as part of our agreement with them. And actually it was coax was the agreement. Gary talked them into fiber. So Gary utilized some of those strands to connect the school's network to that location. He's been testing some equipment. We think will make it easy to send a signal from anywhere in the school back to our facility without any additional wiring. And this may mean the fiber drops in the gymnasium, the theater, and the library will not be needed. Our Facebook and YouTube pages are seeing fantastic growth. As of today, we have 136 people on our Facebook page, plus 15 subscribers, and more than 1,700 views on YouTube, though that may be pale in comparison to some other YouTube pages. More than 500 of those were actually on just one video, the pumpkin drop video alone. I'll consider that our first viral hit. All in all, social media is helping us reach the community and let them know what we are doing and how we can help them. We've started to see some student volunteers helping us with tapings as well. There's an involved group of students that come in twice a week to tape morning announcements for the high school. And they handle every aspect of the production, and a few of them have shown an interest in branching out beyond the studio. It may lead to bigger things. In fact, one of them was out. Drew taped the traffic circle statue dedication this past weekend.
Is, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is that the McDermott class?
Yes. I want to take a moment to thank our football crew. Alan Potvin, Jeff Hubbard, and Jeff Ruthier finished their season in Concord. Every game of the football season was taped and aired the following Tuesday on the channel. The duo of Potvin and Hubbard was our Madden and Summerall, while Jeff Ruthier was responsible for filming the games. It was an example of community pride, commitment, and fandom that can blossom into wonderful things. It was really a feather in our cap, and I want to thank them sincerely for their hard work. It was really awesome. What they did doesn't have to end there. Any parent watching this right now can participate. Simply checking out our equipment is an excellent way to get involved. Right now, I'm on a good personal clip. I'm producing at least one video for the channel every week, usually 2. Community events, local happenings, and the like are easy way to embellish the channel and show we are active in the community. There's some interest in using some of these items as well for a GTV news program. We have a volunteer who has asked about it and some students interested in helping out with journalistic pieces. In fact, I met with some of those students today after school, and it seems really promising. my goal is kind of maybe a little bit too fast, but I hope to have a show on maybe by the end of the month. In the next few months, I would like to hold an open house. We have a few more pieces of our control room yet to finish, and when that happens, our facility should have an all-around facelift. So that's my report.
Any questions?
Yep. Can you put that football piece that you're doing for their banquet on the air?
Absolutely. I'm doing a highlight reel for their season, and that's going to be on the channel as well. I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't going on the channel.
Very proud of that.
Yeah.
All three of them are.
They should be.
Well, they should be.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave credibility, to
Right.
what we guys do down there.
Right.
So good job on that. Very
Thanks.
nice job.
I have, still have a question about outreach. You spoke about all the improvements, and you're getting a lot of feedback. I know personally, and as all of us, whenever I get something from you, I share it on a lot of other pages that I belong to that are relevant to that. But still in all, a lot of people aren't on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm wondering if you've had further consideration of submitting something to the Goffstown News.
I contacted them last week
Okay.
and asked them if they'd be interested in publishing our schedule and a column, and they said that they would do the schedule like they do for Bedford Community TV, which Colleen over there basically puts it into a format that's copy and paste for them.
Sure.
Makes it as easy as possible. So I asked them a little bit about the formatting issue, and I just have to get that down. They were not interested in a column. I think they have enough stuff right now. They don't have any use for it.
Still in all, you have a right as a citizen to write a letter to the editor.
Oh, yeah, of
So,
course.
I mean, this is all wonderful, but I think even just one simple letter to the editor, consolidating everything that you've done so far, with, of course, the finalization being how they can contact you, what it's, what GTV can offer.
Sort of like Robbie Grady does for,
Main Street.
Sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's more of an article, though.
Hers is an actual column.
But yeah, right, she does do letters.
she does a
But
lot of
Yeah.
editorials.
I think would be nice, so maybe a letter thanking everybody and these football people again.
It's a good idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is a great idea.
Because what you just said would be a nice way to welcome the town and, look forward to
Right.
an open house, look forward to this.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's a great idea.
And an introduction to you, especially.
And what about like a press release type of thing to them
Sure.
as well?
Absolutely.
That would be fine.
Yeah.
I just question why they wouldn't want to call them.
Yeah, and I would think, too, you may want to mention some other shows in that letter.
They're advertising, every time you turn around, they're advertising for freelance, whatever, and so there it is.
I am a former columnist.
I
It's not like
guarantee
can't
you,
do it.
if you sent
I don't
them,
recognize that name.
I guarantee you, if you sent them the schedule with the little column, they'll probably put
You know
it in
something?
there.
Just send it.
Just send it.
Just every week, just send something and see what happens. I
Yeah.
mean, if they have space, if they're writing letters from letters to editor from Salem or something,
Yeah.
what is up with that?
Right, there's space if they're doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. My
Yeah.
point exactly. Okay, I just wanted to bring that up again because you're doing such a great job, and I get a lot of response from people out of state. That, especially for the muster thing, I know you said it doesn't have a lot of views right now, but a lot of people are really interested in that.
Well, in things like the First Robotics, I was somewhat disappointed because the local teams dropped out. But they did that in a good vein because they were just trying to let some of the travel teams have some time there. But we've had quite a few views on that too, just because, upstate New York, they came over here and then, oh, look at this. It was
Yeah.
when we were there, and,
Uncle Marty, check out what he did this year on.
there's a lot of that too.
Yeah.
Okay, so any other questions for Adam?
Yeah, what about staffing and budgeting? Because it seems like when we set the budgets and we set the staffing levels, none of this was happening.
What do you mean?
Well, we've got more people in there producing shows, it seems like, more foot traffic through there. Are you and Dave still able to keep up with what's coming in?
So far.
So far, okay.
Yeah.
Do you foresee, okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
And just a reminder, we no longer ask for budgets.
Okay, it's revolving, yeah.
We just get what Comcast
Okay,
sends.
Right.
all right.
And Dave, as you guys know, when before I came along, Dave was kind of like stopgapping everything.
Yeah.
And he was a little bit expanded hours, and that was brutal, I'm sure. but now his focus is just the public tapings, and that's taken a lot, and I think it's reaped rewards for the public shows, because I think they're turning over quicker, and I think that they look better
He
overall.
seems so much happier.
And he's pretty happy, yeah.
I mean, he's got a little pep to his step, and I say, "Hey, Dave, can we do this?" Sure. I said, "Oh, I don't know. I'll get to it." It's like, "Yes, let's do it."
And he's also not against helping out in other areas, too. In
Yeah.
fact, the guys that tape the meetings, Daryl and Ted, have both expressed interest in doing things outside of just
Taping the meetings.
taping the meetings.
Okay.
Whether we have enough for a budget for that is another story, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, any other questions, comments? Financial report?
Speaking of budgets, we're still converting regularly from what we used to get to what we are going to get. So I just quickly threw this together
Oh, thank you.
to give us an idea of where we are. And I'll explain it when you get it. So whatever we have in our budget just carries over. We don't have to worry about, spend every penny, anything like that. There's roughly $7,000 left in the equipment line, then minus $1,000 that we pay each year for video on demand, $300 we pay each year for streaming video. And we spend about $250 on supplies, blank CDs, that kind of thing. So there's roughly $5,000 left in the normal budget. And then revenue is the money we take in from Comcast, and we got $65,000 on top of our normal amounts in that settlement of the franchise agreement. Of that, we spent $11,122 on the mobile kit. So we have about $53,878 remaining. So all total, we have about almost $59,000 remaining. And then from that, Adam could give you a much better list of our needs, but highlighting, we want live feeds in the high school, however we may get them. Adam's working with Gary. So we thought we were going to pay Comcast for drops in different rooms. They might be working out something else. The Radiant modulators, I'm thinking, are roughly $15,000, and our broadcast server is, as Adam mentioned, starting to fail. It runs 24/7 for it's about 7
years,
old.
yeah.
It's computer equipment. It's going to die.
We're asking for trouble.
He saw a replacement, sort of in kind of what we have, but with all the upgrades over the last 7 years for roughly $15,000. So that could knock $30,000 off our $58,000 that we have.
And
Well, one more thing, plus that $65,000, that's a one-time number.
Okay, that's what I was,
Yeah, that's not coming back ever again.
That's what we get
Yeah.
for 5 years.
Yeah.
Just one time, that's got to last us.
Yeah.
But we get every year, what is it, 120,000?
114 or something like that, yeah.
114,000 we get every year.
And how much of that is
We have about
station?
5,000 left of,
Okay, but out of that 114, how much goes to the station? How much goes to the town?
no, that's.
Everything. Everything. Okay, that's the
what I'm
station.
saying. We no longer go through the
Gotcha.
budget committee
Okay.
process and say, we want a new employee.
Say that covers
Why is
employees
that?
and everything.
Why is that?
Yes.
We went to a revolving fund.
Revolving fund. Now,
Where we just get 2% of the Comcast money that comes in, just goes to
All the money
GTV.
automatically.
that's what I mean. The Comcast money that comes in, 2% is going to GTV now.
Right.
That's okay. That's what I meant.
Sorry, 40%.
40%.
Yeah.
Okay, because
So
I was going to say
60-40, yeah.
2% is a little.
2%
That's a lot of money
2%.
coming if that's 2%.
2%, yeah. 2% is the percentage on the bill, basically. 2%
Yes.
of the
Okay.
revenues.
But it's still a 60-40 split.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, high school live feeds. Would there be money? Any chance of getting money from the school for that? I mean, if it's something we're doing, if the station's going to broadcast live, plays, anything else, any booster clubs or anything else to?
I don't think they can
I mean-
broadcast.
it's a community thing, it's a town thing.
And that's
I'm just-
exactly
I'm
the
just
point.
You can't be,
asking.
I know what you're
Yeah, I'm
asking,
just-
you can't be, this is one thing you really can't split up,
Yeah.
in my mind. I
Okay.
think it's a community thing, and
I'm just
I know,
just
you're just-
asking. It's
thinking out loud.
Yeah.
It'd be like
It's a question other people might ask.
because
And really, the answer is what you're saying, and the answer is also, we have a GTV, we have a cable
Yes,
channel.
yeah.
They're responsible for broadcasting everything, school and town.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's
Yep.
where the money's coming from.
yep.
okay.
Any other questions from anybody? Okay, so GTV, it's no longer in the budget at all.
I don't know how it shows up, but
Okay.
it shows up as a revenue
All right.
line.
Yeah.
You know, and it receives what it receives.
Similar to this, not sewer, to, which one is Waterworks or whatever it is that it's a wash?
Ambulance.
Yeah, okay.
Can it get cut?
No,
No.
I
I
don't
don't think.
I think they'd have to put it on some sort of,
Right, I think it would have. This was voted on. I think
Last year.
on the
was-
ballot, so they'd have to vote on the ballot.
it'd have to be a
Change
warrant.
it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't just have the budget committee
Whoever brings
say.
it up to be picked, oh, never mind, we're being recorded.
Okay, I think, and Neil, the next thing on the agenda is the town information. I imagine you combine them both. Gary's not here. Did he send a report? Would you like to do, I think you mentioned it in your coordinated
He-
report a little bit.
He worked very hard on getting that fiber instead of coax, which I don't think really mattered too much to Comcast. It was going to cost the same, maybe even less for fiber, I don't know. But he worked Comcast pretty hard on that and got that. And it's a good thing because it kind of, I don't know, it makes it a lot more flexible what can happen out there. I think they have an IP phone now, so the school has like an extension out to the football field. So think of emergency situations, that could be pretty handy, especially since that's where they go for the
Right.
How about a
drills and
wireless
stuff
feed,
for
for the football field?
wireless in the sense of cameras
So
or?
if you're going to have to get somebody to call, it would be good if it would be wireless, a good connection, because there's not really good cell.
Oh, you mean like Wi-Fi or
Yeah.
something? Yeah, yeah. He has an internet connection out there, basically, so,
Yeah, I saw that.
yep.
What I'm seeing, though, what I want to kind of bring out is a wonderful collaboration and a relationship that you're starting to work on with the school, and I think that's just wonderful. You know, to hear that, you know, you have students going out and doing filming events. I think it's exciting for the students, but also that they're doing other things, and it's nice. It's nice to see.
Saying the same thing. From what I can tell, I don't think we could have hoped for any
No.
better
Yeah.
result, and especially this fast than
It's
what we've
exciting.
seen.
I think being there 40 hours a week shows visibility.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's why I asked
Oh,
about
yeah.
staffing, because suddenly all this stuff is happening, but it's just you and Dave. You know?
Right.
You know, do we have the equipment? Do we have the staffing? Do we have the resources to continue this
Yeah.
direct trajectory?
And you know, I foresee some of these things, there's been a lot of, you know, putting out fires and trying to change things, and, you know, one of the things that isn't in here is the upgrades that I want to do at Town Hall, which, I mean, those could be another $15,000 just for the room across the hall here, because it's needed. And I guess that's the battle that I'm going to be fighting here is like, what am I going to prioritize next? Which things are most important, and which, I mean, obviously our broadcast server needs to be taken care of. But once all those things are taken care of, though, it isn't going to be like 60 hours a week, you know,
Yeah.
doing just that type of stuff. It's going to be, you know,
And one thing I did
community
mention
events.
to Adam, when I've seen him about town and stuff, is that, because you did the parade, which was awesome, he needs, I mentioned, did he have any handout? Did he have anything? Because I'm around and I'm talking to people, hey, did you see this? I mean, there was one gentleman that I work with that his kid was in the robotics, and I go, no, you got to go like GTV on Facebook, and, you know, you can keep on top of it. And I wish I had something to give them,
I do need to have some handouts, some cards,
even if it's anything.
signage.
Sure.
Well,
A
you
little-
get your business cards just like any other town.
Right. And those are things, I mean, that's some of the next type of stuff that I need to do. Signage, actually, Charles had that idea about the vests.
That's, yeah.
And
like that.
I like that idea a lot,
Yeah.
because it can kill two birds with one stone, because they could be printed on there that they're audio and video recording. So there's notice that, you know, we're doing it while we're
Like
there.
I said, you're not that creepy guy with the camera.
I'll still be that creepy guy.
Those aren't very expensive.
No,
They're-
No,
No.
yeah, those are very
No,
inexpensive.
they're pretty cheap. It's just a matter of putting it all together and doing it, and I do have to do that. You also mentioned, too, Pam, donations, and I don't really know how
You're
that all
reading my
works.
I was going to ask, that's why I asked the price.
And you
of
aren't
that.
the only one. We had one of our football crew wanted to donate headsets, and I was just like, I don't know how how we do that, you know.
That would be, Neil would help you with that, because they're, what the rules
A
are.
simple donation like that, I think anything over something like $25 or whatever, it has to be approved by the selectmen. So you just write a memo to the selectmen
Okay.
saying, so-and-so would like to donate this,
It'll be in
this
their book.
value, and the selectmen read it off at their meeting, and makes it public so that there's no...
There's no favoritism or something like that,
Nobody
right?
thinks that there's anything going on.
Don't they have the right to just scoop it up and put it someplace else, though?
I can't imagine.
What if it were
Never heard
a
of that.
purchased
Well,
item?
That's could happen, but what if there was like a Friends of GTV?
That's
Well,
another
Because
good-
once the...
Two different things.
Yeah.
That's once you get to bigger things.
Yeah.
And people want to make donations. I'm not saying either are a bad
I think
idea.
that's the way you ought to go.
But
Well, most
Oh.
people, when they donate, are pretty specific. It's like a
Right.
will. You know, I want this
Right.
to go to
That's
GTV, because, I mean, I've donated to GTV, well, Goffstown Television before. Just-
What I don't know is, can they write that off? Because that was one of the questions that came up. I don't know how that is because it's
Well, you know
it's a
what?
government entity, which
I was
is,
going to say, you're not
Yeah,
tax
but you know-
deductible,
Wait.
but
Right.
I think they can.
Yes,
I
I
think
do.
they can, but I don't know that. I'm not.
And I'm not the one to tell you that.
Right.
Well, then you talk to Sue DeRusso would be the one to ask that question. It'll be in our minutes, tax deductible. I asked Sue about that. You can do that. But also, like I said, if there's anything, people that want to donate, like for myself, I've asked before, but ours is usually,
Adam, can I see this?
Sure.
ours is usually about, around 500 or something like that.
Yeah.
So anyways,
Well, and that's what I was asking with the school, if they have like a booster club or something that wants to donate for live feeds or anything, and it sounds like they already have something that they want to donate.
Well, the way it works at the school is that they have, like, Friends of Grizzlies Football Club.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or they have the Servers Volleyball Club, and those are all 501c organizations.
well, they're under the
Yeah.
school's umbrella as well.
Yeah,
I would assume.
that's what I mean by going to the school.
Sort of, kind of, they are.
Those kind of things could help defray some of these costs.
That's correct.
You know, because, headsets for the football broadcasts can be used for
Anything.
any of the broadcasts from the sports down there.
I'd have to think that the reason they went to these sports organizations was the very fact that the money could be scooped up by the town and given away for other purposes,
No,
that sort of thing.
no.
So,
Not if it's presented to the selectmen.
Well,
This
then
is
that
what
means
I'm
you have to-
petitioning for.
We're probably talking about $100 worth of headphones.
Yeah.
Nobody,
Well, he was
nobody's
talking
going to
about-
have a big conspiracy.
he was talking about a bigger number than that.
Well, I was talking about anything.
I know that
You
a
know,
lot
just
of
any amount.
a lot of people when you go to, I know that when I donate anything, I'm very specific. I write a letter with a letterhead, and this money is for this purpose. And a lot of times when you give it to the selectmen, they're accepting it for that purpose, and for that amount of money, and for a specific purpose, Gary. So there's no way that our board of selectmen aren't going to do that anyways. But I mean, a fail-safe is you need
They
to be
can't
very.
put it in the general fund.
No,
Oh,
no.
they can't?
No.
No, because it's specific for this. General fund is over here. Yeah, no, can't.
That doesn't mean we shouldn't start a Friends. Well, not we.
Right,
That doesn't
right,
mean
right.
that nobody should
Didn't
start a Friends
Dick
of
already
Boston. That's a good
register
idea,
one?
too.
I thought Dick already had one registered.
Dick wanted to do that.
You wanted to do that.
No,
This is a new entity, new group. Let's,
Yeah.
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 No, wait, Adam, I shouldn't, he's not here, but Adam has been asking about that and how does it get started and who does he do? But, see, he has so many fires and...
Irons in the fire.
Irons in the fire, fires
That's-
sitting up there.
yeah.
He's
That,
hot.
if somebody else is interested in running with that, there would be no problem.
I think you need to. My whole thing is just let's wait and give them
Let's-
time.
yeah.
That's why
Right,
I'm waiting.
I think that
Yeah.
for as a GTV is something that will happen.
You don't want
But I
to.
think right now we have to wait. Like, give Adam a year.
Yeah.
By then he'll know exactly
Yeah.
what his budget is, what he needs to do, and what
He's
he
looked
needs.
at every piece
yeah,
of equipment. He knows his shelf life.
So we just voted to a no.
Let's see how it is. Careful,
All right.
I have your purse right here. So.
Darn it. Oh,
Friends of
okay.
GTV
Oh,
just got Richard.
She's making a donation.
Well, we're going to wait for that. Action items. The only thing is that we discussed at the last meeting, perhaps we have a new coordinator that's very involved, and I think the necessity to meet every month, it might not be there as urgent as it
They were
used to be.
saying that.
So perhaps we have a quorum here. if someone would make a motion that perhaps we meet, unless you want to talk about it, we don't meet every other month. It's up to folks what they want.
How much do you need to have your information presented out in public like this, so that?
I think it's good to have it out in public, certainly.
Right.
I mean, I have to, just like any other town department, we have to follow town guidelines and everything, so those procedures are always set.
Yeah.
It is good to hear thoughts and, things that come up and get good opinions on it, though, so.
So would it be better we continue with the once a month?
That is totally up to you guys.
I would say once a month, only because so much is happening.
Okay.
We get the new news program, you get the kids involved, you've got equipment breaking and fixing, and there's just, to me, this seems like, I would have said a year ago, let's go every other month.
Can I
But
say,
now,
you talked about Robert's rules, and we don't have a motion on the table. We are discussing something, so I guess it's okay just to discuss it without bringing forth
We're not obligated to follow Robert's rules.
or not. Oh my God, blasphemy.
Yeah.
Blasphemy, it's all I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll continue discussing it. I'm just
Okay.
Well, I agree with Charles that was seems to be much more dynamic, the whole program and the way everything's running, with everything's doing, that, I don't know, every 60 days is, to me, it's just too long.
Yeah, like I said, a year ago, I would have said, every 60 days, because nothing was happening.
Right, every time you turn around, they're saying, let's wait for the coordinator.
Let's wait for the coordinator. Now that we have a coordinator, I think there's a lot more to discuss.
So we have a consensus going here.
I'm glad that you all feel that you want to be so involved, and that's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have thought you would have said, now that we have a full-time person,
Right.
we don't need to have so much involvement because we're getting things done, and you don't need to
We
keep
didn't
track.
have
But
any
but
involvement
it's no, I'm saying it's great.
But can I say something, though? What the consensus seems that the committee wants to meet once a month. That's fine. But I think where there's a bit of a difference here, when we did talk about creating a Friends of GTV, that is almost like what the committee does one thing, but the Friends of GTV is much more hands-on in a volunteer way. We're more business-like, whereas if we were to start a Friends of GTV committee, it would be more like volunteer in getting things done and raising funds and outreach and all that type of stuff.
But it wouldn't be running, it wouldn't be, I shouldn't say exposing, but exposing what's going on the studio. Show it,
Nope.
because this committee is what was about the
But-
studio.
So not to interrupt, but now
Yeah.
Adam's doing a lot of that on his
Yeah.
own. And if he would have
Yeah.
put something in the newspaper, and he's putting it on Facebook, and he's putting it on TV, it's gotten where it's very easy to see what's going on over there.
My whole thing is when I try to explain to folks is the minute Adam posts something, as he knows, I usually share a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because once you share, my 800 or so some odd friends will get it. And although a lot of them aren't from Goffstown, they're from all over. But a lot of the subject matter is universal, like the bullying thing. That was awesome. And
They just redid that, finished it yesterday.
Okay, and then the pumpkin drop. I mean that. But then I don't think people are aware that you have YouTube. Oh yes, you've said it, you've mentioned it. But even for Facebook, sometimes things could be hit or miss. But if each of us would start sharing, even a simple share, it would get it out. I mean, I don't. Are you on Facebook? Facebook.
Are you on Facebook?
No one can see me, I don't think. But I mean, this is where like a G.
Facebook freezes.
Oh no! Okay,
I'm
we'll
still
touch that
out
one.
in the boonies. I do dial-up.
Yeah, but I mean, even for the football stuff, I think a lot of the football folks were sharing a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
And that's how you start getting out there and getting known for that.
Was what I was hoping for was about half of what we've gotten from the football. That's been a lot of mileage.
Yeah.
It really has.
Yeah. Are you saying you are satisfied?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, misunderstood. I took.
Oh, no, I meant like the end result that we were hoping to get was half of what we got, and
Okay,
it's,
so
okay.
Fred.
I was just going to say, the various friends organizations that I'm involved in provide a lot of promotional support, but they also provide financial support to the organization that they're associated with, which is not something that we would need here. I really think that we need just keep getting the word out on what great job that Adam's doing and where GTV has come from here to where we are now in a very short time. We just need to get more of it out there to the public. I know we're putting a lot of it on you, and that's why I agree with you. Let's get it out to the newspaper, whether they said no or...
I think I do need to diversify where I'm sending it. It's, not everybody is on Facebook.
Are you on Twitter as well?
There's
GTV have a Twitter?
there's a Goffstown TV Twitter that
not yours.
was not set up through the town. I don't know how it got out there.
Yeah.
But it was through an old Gmail account that I now have control of, and I shut it down and put it on lockdown because we're supposed to go through a whole process for
And I
the
believe
town.
in the process. Yep.
It has
I
to.
mean, do we really need to have a Twitter account? Let's build the Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Try not
That's-
to do too much all at once.
Yes.
Because my Twitter friends are not the same as my Facebook friends. I have a whole separate, it's another whole world.
And you can link them.
See,
And
I
you
don't,
can
I
link
don't
'em.
tweet. I do LinkedIn and...
Yeah, I like them.
You know what? Twitter is for Puff Daddy. That's not for us. most of this, it's for celebrities and stuff. It really and celebrity worship.
Thank you, Adam.
We got Pamela over there.
I don't.
She would be our celebrity, okay.
There you go. But really, I think as far as usefulness, what I could see for Twitter would be to timestamp stuff. So we could say like the Board of Selectmen meeting is now rebroadcasting on the channel, and when you tweet it, it has that timestamp with
And
it.
you also,
But it also has it on Facebook.
you can connect your Twitter with your Facebook
Right,
as well.
right.
But just kind of going on to what Brad said also, there's, so far as Friends and how we probably don't need a nonprofit, but there's already a mechanism in place to, get to donate money, so
Right.
whatever. Okay, I don't think we have any new business.
I got a couple of things. First
Yes,
of
sir.
all, Now, we now have a vacancy on the board, right?
That is correct.
I don't know, are we going to be reaching out to people, or is...
I was going to get poor Barbara to bounce back. Maybe she, but it's up to her.
I just got through swearing.
You're so funny. She's doing that.
Now we gotta get
And
this.
it's running out next week.
Well, I wasn't...
Is it really?
No, I wasn't looking to Barbara, I just wondered if anybody had any ideas, or...
No, we
Is
do-
it something we need to publish?
You could put on a bulletin on the channel.
I think it's on, shouldn't it be on the town website?
If it's not yet on the town website, we generally put committee vacancies up on the
Yeah.
website.
Okay.
No,
But if you know anybody...
Yeah, because I mean, how often do
Do they have
people
to be
look?
a member of the town
yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
over 18?
Yeah.
over 18, member of the town.
They can't be an employee of the town or the school.
system.
Exceedingly wealthy, no.
Generous.
Landowners only.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Brad,
Maybe
you
this would be something
Politically
you
biased?
might want to contact the Goffstown News. Say, hey, can you put a little thing
Yeah.
for us? We need a committee member.
Has
Right.
there been anybody in the past that had shown an interest?
There was Eric, but he works at the school.
yeah.
Maybe
I have
Eric
a friend
Greenland.
too that might be interested, but I don't know if she's really busy now, so. But anyways, I think she was a
And I
member.
have one other thing that's really not on new business or anything, but could we try to get, our minutes or anything out a day or two earlier than the same day as the meeting?
I know personally, I have these done in the 72, I have them done in no time, and actually, if you go online, they're online.
Okay, they're on the town website.
But they'll be as, you have them tonight, as a
Okay.
draft. But if you go
That's fine.
online,
Okay.
yeah,
Thank you.
you're
Because like
welcome.
today, as I said, my email is not working, so...
Yeah.
And not only, I was looking for other stuff, and I could see I had...
Would you like a copy, or are you all set?
I'm all set. I just saw that I had 15 emails out there working, probably half of them were spam or something, but...
Yeah, usually what I do is, I do the minutes, and then I send them to Jason, and I CC Catherine Fisher, and then after tonight, there's been no change, so I have to send
But we have to have them to the town, 72 hours in?
something like that, yeah. No one ever does, I don't think.
And this, just to go back to, we kind of unofficially agreed that we're going to continue on a monthly basis.
Yes, sir,
But
by
I saw
consensus,
that, the chairman said we weren't going to have one in December.
Well, we had discussed that because a holiday schedule, and someone mentioned, well, perhaps not December because it's the holidays, but
Have a Christmas party.
A few years ago, Dick
Yeah, we
had a Christmas party over at the
We
studio.
had, a Yankee swap
Yeah.
deal?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pretty
I
good.
remember,
it's kind of fun, huh?
I can cook.
So I hear.
I remember I
Oh, I
got
saw.
some in the Yankee swap and I never used it, and so I can.
You gotta be gifted, huh? You gotta be gifted.
Well, every
Okay,
year.
before
I'm-
we,
A gift that keeps on
okay,
giving.
anything else anyone wants to bring up before the meeting, before I ask for a motion to adjourn?
Well, did we decide we are going to or not?
I don't think you need to have a motion to
You could
continue
make a
to.
motion to do it or not.
Remember what I mentioned before about, should we ask Jason if he still wants to be chair? And should we bring him up another chair if it's getting so busy that he can't be, then,
Okay, I suppose he hasn't missed that many meetings.
huh?
He hasn't missed that many meetings, has he?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
No,
think
I
I
usually
missed more than he
They've
has.
been canceled.
Oh, canceled. Oh, okay.
He's canceled them because of his
Oh, okay.
commitments.
Because of other things.
So-
At least 4. he's
Then,
canceled.
let me put that down under new business.
Yeah,
Honestly, he probably wouldn't mind, but,
yeah. No, it's just that it's a thought, that
We don't have a vice chairman, do we?
no, we had one on paper that
That
was
was-
never here.
So-
That was Don Gagnon.
Right.
And he resigned.
that's why I asked Kathy
Yeah.
Wall, when she was here, when does my term end? And she said probably the end of March, maybe the first meeting in April, but after the elections, the Board of Selectmen, the new Board of Selectmen will appoint people. So I said, okay, I just, because that's the usual time when you elect officers.
Right.
So I mean, to me, it's up to Jason if he wants to, whatever.
No, just give him a thought of that instead of,
Sure.
letting him think
Several of the times
he has to be doing it. What?
Sorry, several of the times that he couldn't make it, I couldn't make it either.
So that's what did it.
And,
Yeah.
and I think he said,
Okay.
okay, Neil's not going to be there, I'm not going to be there, and there's nothing on the agenda.
Yeah, that's what it came. I remember that a lot of times.
That's right, yeah.
But still, that's a lot of times he wasn't here. And why weren't you here? Why weren't you
Don't you
sending
just
somebody?
love her?
Wow.
She takes no prisoners this
Yeah,
one.
why weren't you here?
She's the enforcer.
All right, before we get a little off topic, whatever that may be. So you'd like me to ask Jason that?
Well,
What
not
would
so
you-
much you.
Well-
Just put it out so he can have.
Okay.
He can have the idea that if he doesn't want to be chair, he can, present it and step down or step up or whatever you
Yep.
do.
I do know that it was busy in Manchester recently because of the elections and stuff like that, extremely busy. But I know he likes being involved, that's for sure. Okay.
Well, it doesn't mean,
This really something to discuss here.
That's why I'm trying
Yeah.
to get away from it.
Especially without him.
Yeah, I just, okay. Anyways,
what?
well, it's been no motion to table.
Right, okay.
No, it wasn't, it's just a thought.
She's thinking. Oh, okay, so
Let's depose him.
we used to like you, but, okay, so
We just know as a leader.
any other business to come before the committee, folks? I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second it then, Charles.
Oh, I'll second your second then.
Okay.
All right,
I'll first your second.
okay.
Okay, let me go tell in case you guys want to.
I'll do it. It's fine. Do you need to vote?